Okay, Jeff Goes Random. You might have seen this type of stainless steel espresso maker. I'm going to show you how I make my own stovetop espresso and how I've been ruined for regular coffee after making this type of espresso coffee. The recommended amount or size for this coffee maker is something that makes what they call 6 cups, or 300 milliliters. That's 300 ml. 6 cups. That's recommended by Jeff Goes Random. So you basically disassemble the espresso coffee maker. It has a bottom part where you would fill it up with some nice water to that little nib or nipple right there. Don't go above that. You fill it up with water, and here is the strainer, a filter, metal, stainless steel. Put it in there, and you'll see that this has another strainer and filter and a nice sort of rubbery, flexible gasket. And inside it has, I guess, an area where the coffee is pushed or forced through by the heat. And what you'll do is you'll fill this up with espresso coffee. I could recommend a coffee. I particularly use something called Lavazza. Alright, this is what I use. I'm not getting paid by this brand. It just happens to be what I use and what was recommended to me and what turns out great. You can use any good espresso. The South American type of coffee, or Central American or Mexican, that is a little bit different, and I don't recommend it for making regular espresso. We're just going to talk about making espresso, I guess, the Italian way, or the way that my Italian friend showed me how to make coffee and ruined me for making any other coffee. A note on brand. There's a really well-known brand. I don't recommend you buy it because it has a special kind of gasket which wears out faster than this brand. And this has been proven by people that I know and even by myself. So you can buy just a brand that has no name. Most of them come from 1 or 2 or 3, a number of common suppliers. Other than the name brand, that's their own supplier or manufacturer. But this is a case of the name brand not being as good. Alright, if you don't agree with me, buy the name brand. Find out for yourself. I guess I could be wrong. I have used this, you can see, because it works. Okay, water filled up to just below that nib. I'll just call it a nib. You can get a little close up there. Oh, there you go. Alright, just about like that. Place the steel strainer in here. You're just going to fill this up to just about level with some nice espresso. Okay, so you just fill this up, that little strainer, steel strainer, and you can do it to the very top if you want, or just leave a little bit of space. That's up to you. You take the top part and you place it on top and you hand turn it. Hand turn it. You don't grab it by this handle and try to pull it. You're basically just hand turning this. That's it. Just hand turning it. Let's see if I can get yeah. Basically, you just see I'm just twisting it. So I'm holding the bottom stabilization, and you just turn it till it's just tight enough, but you're not over tightening it. And that's it. You have it all ready. I'm going to place it on my fancy stove top. Okay, I just placed this on my old, over half a century stove, and I'm just going to put it on high, and what I'll do is I'll come back when it starts really boiling. Okay, because I'm into not using so much sugar, I just use about a teaspoon of this stevia sweetener, and I put it in about maybe a half a cup of water, and I try not to spill it like I just did. And I'll put it in here like so. And I use a couple of teaspoons of non-fat dry milk and just add it to that. But I'm probably the only one who ever does this. And you can use any kind of creamer, any kind of milk, or any kind of sweetener, whatever you like. But the main thing that I like doing is I have a frother. And what I'm going to do is right before I serve the coffee, I'm going to froth it with this whipper or frother. And it is a battery operated one. Actually got this at IKEA. Yeah, but you can use any kind of frother. You just whip it in and it'll do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the milk powder in right at the last minute and it'll whip it up. And this is really a big key. So this frother, it's operated by a couple of batteries. It's really key. Now you can see the element heating up, and you can probably hear the coffee starting to heat up. Do not be afraid. That's normal, and it's going to get even more violent. A little side note, Syracuse, China. This company does not exist anymore. This China is fantastic. And you notice, I'm so excited I didn't even put my famous fancy glove on. But this is just one little plate. But if you have any of this stuff, I'll buy it from you. Syracuse, China. I have only a few of these. Okay, the violent brewing begins, or continues. You can hear it getting louder. See the steam coming out? This is going to fill up the top of this coffee maker. Yes, I'm sure your stove looks cleaner than mine, so it should make you feel a lot better looking at this old element. Or should I say vintage? Yes, vintage. It's pumping away. Look at that. Wow. Listen. Wow. Don't be frightened. Don't be alarmed. This is normal. Wow, listen to that. And then it sort of slows down just a bit. You can reduce the heat about now to maybe medium or a little above. It's been on high. That was so exciting. I don't know if I can catch my breath. I don't know, should we peek? Wow, look at that. See? See? See what I told you? Alright, let's close it and let it work for a few more minutes. Okay, very, very important. I removed the coffee maker from the stove element, and the bottom is very, very hot. I burned through a wood divot. I burned through definitely plastic, through a straw mat. This has to be on something like porcelain or ceramic, this bottom. So do not put that on anything that can burn, such as rubber or cloth or wood. Put this on something that's ceramic and something that can take the heat, really take the heat. This bottom is so hot. This is where all the heat was. That'll burn through. So that's a safety message from Jeff Goes Random. Okay, so I have my milk sweetener solution. I happen to use skim milk to make a skim milk along with some stevia, but you could put any sweetener and any creamer mixed together. The main thing is this whipper. This nice frother or whipper. You whip this up. This is really key, for me anyway. And you know I like these Pyrexes or Anchor Hockings. So I'm just whipping the top of it, and I go up and down a little bit. And it whips this milk sweetener product, creamer. It's very soothing. It's probably ASMR, whatever that is, which I think most videos are wrong about that. I'm going to make a video about that. But anyway, it's a very soothing sound. Yes. All right. Look at that. You notice it rose? Yes, it did. So I'm going to pour this into a little cup. I have a couple of cup selections, but I'm going to choose one of my favorite for drinking this espresso. That's frothing quite nicely. Okay, so you just pour maybe enough to have about a quarter of the cup, or maybe a little more, filled with this nice frothy creamy mixture which I just made. And then I take my coffee maker and I just pour coffee in. I'm not making any designs. I just I'm trying to pour this when I'm looking at the viewfinder. Yeah, very professional. All right, look at it. It's covering that little sun. All right, here it is. I'm gonna put this aside, and then I take my little spoon and mix it a little bit. Come on, do you see what it's doing? It's not focusing. This autofocus. Come on. Focus. I don't understand. Oh, there we go. Maybe do a little bit. Oh, magic! All right. I usually take a little spoonful first, just to taste it. Look at that. It's a nice frothy coffee mixture. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. That's just like cream. It's even skim milk in its cream. That Frother's amazing. Wow. Oh my goodness. Forget it. Forget it. Oh, you can see that coffee. Hold on a second. Okay, you understand the name of this channel is Jeff Goes Random, right? So would you think I'd pre-plan not spilling that? Of course not. All right, let's try some of this nice coffee. Look, I almost made a design that looks almost not random. Let's try it out. Wow, I taste the cream. And then the coffee underneath it. I can mix it some more. But wow. Oh wow. That's incredible. I mean, just incredible. I don't think you can buy a better coffee. I just don't think so. I mean, you could buy a coffee as good, but it's just so incredible. I just wish you could try some of this. I'm gonna mix it up a little more. Get some more of the sweetener and cream in there. One more try here. Wow. When you mix it, it's incredible. And I'm not a huge coffee drinker. I'm more of a tea drinker, but I'm ruined for any regular coffee. I'll drink it, but I'm ruined for it. Just completely ruined. So that's how I make, and how it was taught to me by my actual Italian friend. Really an Italian family friend who, I'm not Italian, but his whole family's Italian. They were born in Italy, and this is how he taught me that he makes his coffee, and he ruined me for regular coffee. He did. He really did. I'll try one more. I lied. Oh, I'm telling you, it's incredible. Now, the rest of this, I might pour the coffee into this, and I can put it in a little canister to save it, drink it during the day. So I'll pour this in. When you're done, you let this completely cool. Another safety message, because this is very hot, you can burn your fingers. Let it cool down after you pour the coffee out. Then you'll basically unscrew this gently, rinse it out with some soap and water, not hot water, lukewarm, and then let it air dry, and it'll be ready. So that's it. Jeff Goes Random, ruining, I guess, everybody now for regular coffee. And this coffee maker can be gotten just many different places. I might put a link down below where I know you can get this. I've seen it at many different stores. Like I said, this is a case where the name brand, because of that gasket that I talked about, is not the best item to get. You can do it if you want, but this well-known name brand, it has a problem with the gasket, and I think you just have to buy it from them. So I'm giving you a little bit of heads up. Just buy the not name brand. And I like the stainless steel. They have these aluminum ones, which I believe the Spanish brand coffees, a lot of times they're made. They work, but I prefer this stainless steel. I just do. So there you go. Jeff Goes Random. Another random video about how to make espresso coffee.